This Minute of Hope and Encouragement is brought to you by Teague's Grocery and Corner Cafe, 130 Soco Road in Maggie Valley. Here's Laureen Giorgio.
Hi, this is Laureen Giorgio with Living with Victory Radio podcast. We are continuing our series on hope and encouragement through God's promises. I'm excited about today's scripture, and I think you will too when we finish. Psalm 37, 3 through 7 and 23. Trust, rely on, lean on, and be confident in the Lord to do good. So shall we dwell in the land and feed surely in his faithfulness, and truly you shall be fed. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires and secret petitions of your heart. Now, Matthew Henry's commentary does explain that these two verses tell us to do good and to delight in the Lord, which is as much a privilege as a duty. This privileged duty has a promise annexed to it. He will give you the desires and secret petitions of your heart. Annexed means to attach, especially to something larger or more important. When we follow these two verses, we are attaching ourselves to something bigger and greater than we are. We are attaching ourselves to the Creator that has created you and me. Now, I did look up the word annexed in Greek, and that is kenosis, the act of emptying. It is the self-emptying of Jesus' own will and becoming entirely receptive to God's divine will. When Jesus walked this earth, he was a perfect example of how we are to live our lives. He did nothing without going to the Father first. And then he obeyed what the Father told him to do. And we are to do the same thing, to delight in him, that he would give us the desires of our heart. This does not mean that he's going to grant all the desires of the body, but to grant all the desires of the heart, all the cravings of the soul. What is the desire of a good heart of a good man? It is this: to know and love and live in God, to please him and be pleased in him. We must make God our guide and submit in everything to his guidance. And then all our affairs, even those that seem most intricate and perplexed, shall be made to issue well. That is from Matthew Henry's commentary. Verse 5 says, commit your way to the Lord. Roll and repose each care of your load on him. You're taking it off of yourself when you're doing that. And oh, how free you will feel. Trust him, lean on him, rely on him, and be confident also in him, and he will bring it to pass. This is a promise, folks, and we said in the beginning that God cannot lie. And he will make your uprightness and right standing with God go forth as the light, and your justice and right as the shining sun of the noonday. Be still and rest in the Lord. Wait for him and patiently lean yourself upon him. Fret not yourself because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who brings wicked devices to pass. The steps of a good man are directed and established by the Lord. This is verse 23. When we delight ourselves in his way, we busy ourselves with his every step. That means having a relationship with him, walking and talking with him, letting him know how we feel, and then listening quietly to his voice as to what we should do and obey him. I do love these verses because I know we can trust him to bring us through safely, and we can rest in him. I know that and have the peace. You know, that peace, you can't buy that peace that he gives. To know that you have all of this chaos going around you and to be so at peace and at rest with yourself, and in him to know that he is handling it. You don't have to do all of this by yourself. He is in control. You know, we go crazy trying to use our own human minds to do this when he is sitting on his throne and he knows exactly what has to be done. Now, I will ask him, Lord, just show me. I'm leaving all of this in your hands. Just show me what it is you want me to do right now. Remember, He is your umbrella. He has you covered. He's your protector. He's your provider. And He does love and care about you and your family.
Help Laureen and Tony in their ministry by becoming a Living with Victory partner. You can make a donation of any amount through PayPal at livingwithvictory.org or send your check to Living with Victory, P.O. Box 1982, Maggie Valley, North Carolina, 28751. That's Living with Victory, P.O. Box 1982, Maggie Valley, North Carolina, 28751. And remember, you can make a donation or purchase gas cards for Living with Victory's Fuel for Life program at Teague's Superette at 130 Soco Road in Maggie Valley. This minute of hope and encouragement has been brought to you by Living with Victory Ministries.